The question today is very short, standing here near the new Volkswagen Golf GTI. Is it still sensible to build such a powerful combustion engine car in times when Volkswagen focused totally on electric mobility?
With the E-Up already on the streets, the ID.3 hitting the market, and the ID.4 coming in the near future, a new gas-powered Golf GTI feels a little out of place. So, what does it have on offer to make up for that?
Sometimes it's not so bad being not 20 anymore. For me it was great to be a small boy in 1974 because then Germany won the Soccer Cup with team players like Meyer, Vogts, Breitner, Hoeneß and Gerd Müller. And in the same year the first Golf came to market and 2 years later the first Golf GTI. Volkswagen first planned to build only 5,000 pieces, but then there were 460,000 from the first generation, and in total more than 2.3 million GTIs. Since 1974, the Golf was built more than 35 million times, and it created its own class. The same with the GTI. The recipe of success was less weight, lots of power and less competition in former times.
These days, the field of competitors is huge. So how can the Golf GTI stand out from the crowd?
And what is typical GTI? Well, white color and red details, and in the inside only 2 instruments, the seat fabric pattern and the gear knob like a golf ball.
The Golf 8 GTI features a 2-liter gasoline engine that packs 245 horsepower. The top speed is electronically limited to 250 kilometers an hour.
What is new at the new Golf GTI? Well, the front with a new grille, the new headlights, if you wish, also with matrix LED lights with 22 units, and the fog lamps consisting of 5 LEDs which are forming an X.
In side view, standard Richmond 17-inch alloy wheels underline the vehicle's sporty image. The rear features the well-known GTI logo, as well as the familiar round exhaust pipes.
And how is the drive in the new GTI? Well, you can race in it. But you can use it as a family car also, because you only have to tap on one button and then it's very comfortable to drive in the new GTI.
The reason for that is the optional dynamic chassis control that can soften or harden the shock absorbers at the press of a button.
The plus in the interior is that there's not so much buttons, but on the other hand you have to look a little bit for some functions. Just to activate the ventilation, you can tap on the button for that, if you find it, and if not, you have to tap on the symbol for the seat heating system. Then there's 2 more details from the interior. First one, the pattern of the fabric of the seats. They have to be like this, like 1976, and at the gearbox, the gear knob with the same pattern from a golf ball like in the first generation.
In developing the latest GTI, VW got some help from a professional racing driver. Benny Leuchter has been competing since he was 15 and currently drives in the World Touring Car Cup.
For me, it
really is another proper GTI. We're sitting in a stick shift today, which is pretty cool. Even if, as a performance nerd, I would say that the new DGS transmission with the new engine is the better option.
So what was Benny's role in the GTI's development?
Racking up a load of kilometers. Development means driving a lot with the car. That's the best way of picking up on all the little things that you can optimize. As a racing driver, I'm interested in getting the most performance out of a car like this, of course. But it was also a learning process for me, too. I've learned a lot in the last few years. It's not just about making the cars perform. You've also got to make them work in everyday use, which I think we've done with the new Golf 8 GTI.
What about the front axle locking differential?
On the one hand, it increases traction coming out of corners. You can lock the front axle and transfer torque that would be lost on the inside wheel to the outside one. That gives me an advantage accelerating out of corners. In the new Golf, we went one step further and networked our systems with our new Vehicle Dynamics Manager, the suspension system, the front axle locking differential, and many other systems, such as powertrain and XDS.
With those insights in mind, it's time for Reinhold to get behind the wheel again and give us his verdict.
The new Golf GTI combines everyday practicality, power and performance on the track. So it seems to be best in class again and is a good offer for all GTI fans. And this is a very good argument to build this car, because a lot of these guys would be very angry if the Golf GTI wouldn't exist anymore.
Prices for the new Golf 8 GTI have not yet been released, but should begin somewhere around €35,000 for the manual transmission version.